Hey everyone, my name is Ryan and I am a man with lupus. In today's video, I want to talk a little bit about why homeopathic and natural remedies are not exactly a viable option for those of us suffering with lupus. In today's video, I wanted to talk a little bit about why homeopathic and natural remedies are not exactly a viable option for those of us suffering with lupus. Now, my reasoning behind this, you might be very surprised about. But before I talk about that, I want to talk about what sparked the idea for this video or the conversation. In my last video, which you could find a link to right here, I talked about 10 things that you shouldn't say to a lupus patient unless you want to make them feel bad, disrespected, unheard, whatever. Well, that video did fairly well and a lot of people had a lot of good feedback. But there were a couple people who actually said, well, I watched your video and it was excellent, but have you tried ... This was specifically one of the things in the video that I said you shouldn't be saying to somebody who suffers with lupus. So I wanted to reiterate why that is. When somebody comes up to me and says, have you tried this remedy? Or have you tried that remedy? Or have you tried this naturopathic remedy? Or whatever the case may be. Now, a lot of these suggestions I understand are not malicious. There's nobody trying to offer a helpful suggestion to me in a way where they're trying to upset me. However, it still upsets me. And the reason why is because this is not my first rodeo. This is not my first day feeling sick. This is not my first year feeling sick. This is not my first decade feeling sick. So yes, I have considered naturopathic and homeopathic remedies. I've tried many of them, dozens, if not 100 or more, little itty bitty things throughout the years, and none of them worked. None of them helped. That's why I'm in the position I'm in. That's why I have a YouTube channel. I don't have a YouTube channel because echinacea helped me. I have a YouTube channel because I've tried everything and nothing has helped. And this is the group of people that I'm speaking to. If you have a case of lupus and your lupus was easily treatable, hats off to you. Wonderful. I wish that was my case, but it's not. And there's a lot of us out there who don't have that experience and who are not in that situation. And so what happens is people are giving suggestions to things that we've already tried, and we're just once again spinning our wheels. And it's frustrating because for 20 years, nobody has helped me. For 20 years, the doctors have not helped me. And now your homeopathic remedy solution is supposed to be the one that works? I don't know. It's just very frustrating. And so what I wanted to do, though, was one of the people in that video had mentioned something about homeopathic remedies. Now, this person was not a lupus patient. They were a friend of a lupus patient. And so it was ironic that my video about what you shouldn't say to lupus patients was reiterated and directly said right back to me as a lupus patient from somebody who doesn't have lupus. It was exactly what occurs all the time, and it kind of validated the need and the reason for that video. So I'm grateful for that. And I'm not upset that anybody came onto the channel and had anything to say. I'll never be upset about those things. But it got me thinking about the whole homeopathic remedy and about alternative medicines. Maybe we can encompass that just in that term. And so at the beginning of this video, I stated that homeopathic, natural remedies, alternative remedies are not a viable option for lupus patients. And I did state that you might be surprised as to my reasoning. The reason is not because they don't help at all or they don't work ever. Quite the opposite. I believe a lot of natural remedies, a lot of homeopathic remedies, a lot of alternative medicines can be helpful to lupus patients. It's not going to fix your lupus, it's not going to solve it, but it sure can help with a lot of the little symptoms. That's not the problem. The problem is insurance. Insurance barely covers the necessities for my medical condition. I have severe chronic pain and I cannot get medications covered. I have a number of times I have been denied serious medications simply because the doctor at the insurance company didn't trust what my doctor was saying. It's like you have to pull teeth just to get the medications you need. And so there's a whole bunch of alternative options that I am dying to try. There's a place over in Cottonwood near me. I'll maybe pop their information up on the screen here so you can see it. But these guys do all kinds of, what do they call them, where you put an injection in your arm, infusions. So they do infusions, they do acupuncture, they do all kinds of awesome alternative methods for thousands of dollars. I haven't been able to hold down a regular job for almost 2 or 3 years now. I'm barely able to pay the bills here. I'm barely able to keep the electricity on. I'm skipping meals because I don't quite have the money to just be able to have lunch every day because I can't afford it. How am I supposed to go across the mountain and spend $2,000 or $3,000 trying something that may not work? I've already spent all my money. I've already come out of pocket close to $100,000 over the last 10 years in medical treatments trying to figure out what's wrong with me. I have nothing left. I've been promised the moon over and over and over and over with zero results, with zero solutions, with no help. I don't feel any better than I did. And yet, have you tried this homeopathic solution? Well, probably. Maybe not, but probably. So my point is in this video, it's not that alternative medicines don't work. It's not that homeopathic or natural remedies don't work or they're bad or the devil or evil or anything like that. The real problem is access. Having access to these services is out of reach for, I would venture to guess, 95% of Americans. And then when you look at the lupus population, I'm sure we represent a fairly, normal demographic. So probably 90+% of us can't even begin to consider something like that simply because of the finances. And now I don't want to go into socialized medicine or those options because I know a lot of that will be the next argument. But if you go back in that old video and you look at what was said, there's some people who were commenting on those videos who have lupus and who live in countries with socialized medicine. They don't think very highly of that and they wish they were in America. So at least if you worked hard, had good insurance, you would have access to some decent health care. Might not be everything, but it's better than nothing. So today's video was not going to be a big mind-blowing topic. It's more of a thought exercise, but I'd like to know what each of you have to say about this. What homeopathic, natural, alternative remedies have you tried that have worked for you? And what have you tried that hasn't worked for you? I would be very interested in knowing. And then another thing we can maybe talk about down in the comment section below is, what does that look like on the financial end of things? Is it affordable for you to access these services? Is it impossible? What kind of insurance do you guys have? Are you finding that your insurance is good, or are you finding that it's not so good? What does this look like to you? Because as much as I am grateful for all of the healthcare and all of the wonderful, amazing benefits we have here in America, there's a lot that is still lacking. And more than anything, it just doesn't make sense. It's like people who don't need certain services have no issue getting them, and people who need certain services cannot get them for anything. So there's this whole back and forth messed up situation with the American healthcare system. But all in all, I think we're better off than we could be in many other places who don't have the healthcare system we do. I think that we could be even better off if we were able to access those homeopathic, natural, additional remedies that are out there, because I have a whole slew of things from this provider over in Cottonwood that I would love to try. And the moment I can afford them, I will. So to answer the question of the commenter on my last video, yes, I've tried homeopathic remedies Yes, I'm still open to trying homeopathic remedies, but I can't afford it. So guys, that's all I have for you today. Again, my name is Ryan, and I am a man with lupus, and I will see you in the next video.